If you'll imagine that this apple is the Earth, if you cut the apple into 4 equal parts, 3 parts represent the oceans of the world. This 4th part would be the land. Now, if we cut the land into 2 equal parts, this section would represent the deserts, swamps, mountains, and Arctic regions of the world. This other section, 1/8 of the world's land, represents the area where people can live and may be able to grow food. Now we'll slice this already small section into 4 equal parts. These 3 sections represent the areas of the world that are too rocky, wet, hot, or have soil too poor to grow crops, as well as areas such as cities and suburbs where people live and work. If we peel the skin from this last section, the peeling would represent 1/32 of the Earth. That's the amount of soil we have to depend on to grow crops to feed the entire world. Remember what happened in the 1930s, the Dust Bowl days? Over 300,000 families lost their homes, their land, and their livelihoods because their soil could no longer grow crops. Food shortages and higher food prices affected millions of Americans, and even people from other countries who depended on American farmers. Today, agriculture gives more Americans jobs than any other industry. Out of every 100 people, 20 have jobs that rely on agriculture. The United States exports more farm products than any other country in the world, bringing in billions and billions of dollars. But the truth is, even billions of dollars wouldn't mean a thing if we didn't have food. It's very hard to put a price on the world's farmlands. Without good soils, farmers would find it harder and more expensive to grow food crops, and we'd all pay the price at the grocery store, if there was any food to be had at all.
Since it takes 100 to 1,000 years to make 1 inch of topsoil, we can't plan on having any new topsoil around.
So everyone must take care of the topsoil we already have. What's up, Bob?
Looks like a math problem.
Well, it is a math problem. We're trying to put a value on topsoil. Let's assume we got 1 acre of ground. Now, an acre is the size of a football field with the extra space to the bleachers, or it's the size of about 5 houses in their yards. Over that acre, we have 7 inches of soil before we get into the subsurface. And each inch, just for our math purposes, is $10. So that means that our 7 inches of soil is worth $70. Now, that surface of the acre is being acted on by soil loss, which is erosion at the rate of 1/2 inch per year. Now, that 1/2 inch of soil loss is 1/2 of this value, which is
$5.
$5. So we lose $5 every year, and this means we lose $65, or we have a value of $65 at the end of that year. This goes on every year till we run out of topsoil, and we just keep losing our little 1/2 inches. If a 1/2 inch of soil loss occurs per year, we lose 1 inch every 2 years. And if we have 7 full inches and we lose 1 inch per year, 7 times 2 is 14 years, and our topsoil's gone.
14 years, losing 1/2 inch per year is a lot of topsoil. If that really happened, farmers wouldn't be in business very long, and we'd all be starving.
What can we do to save soil?
Well, you've already learned many of the simple things we can do to save soil. Prevent erosion by planting windbreaks, by keeping soils covered up with plants, cover crops, and mulches. We can be careful to use contour planting, terraces, and other ways to prevent water erosion. We can use conservation measures such as strip cropping and crop rotation to keep our soils from getting all the life taken out of them.
So don't all farmers do all that?
Many do, and over the last 30 years, we've slowed the rate at which our soil is eroding by quite a bit. However, Utah is losing 5 tons per acre per year.
5 tons? At this rate, it will take, let's see, 5 tons times... Well, I don't know how to figure it out, but we've got to do something. I mean, what will we do when the topsoil's all gone?
Truth is, there isn't much we could do without good earth in which to grow crops. The survival of the human race depends on our saving our soils. So scientists are looking for ways to produce food while saving the topsoil. It's an area of research called sustainable agriculture. The goal is to lose no more topsoil than is created naturally every year. And the good news is that half a ton of topsoil is being made in Utah every year.
Made?
Yep, and every little bit helps. One way we're helping nature make topsoil is by plowing cover crops back into the earth. A new method that's being studied and used is called no-till farming. No-till farmers use the latest equipment to plant food crops with very little disturbance to the cover crop that already grows in the field.
Can't anything else be done?
The best chance we have is if we all take care of our own land, whether it's a backyard, a family farm, or a roadway.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, you're very welcome.
There is a lot we can do in our own yards to keep our soils healthy.
Maybe you've heard the saying, what goes around comes around. That saying could have been invented when talking about composting.